What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing this morning? So, welcome. I hope you've been enjoying Retrothon. I'm going to be doing a run of Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. A lot of you might remember this game from your childhood. A lot of you might have tried to forget about it. But I'm here to bring those memories back. So, really quick, before I start the run, I just want to say I am going to be speedrunning a modified version of the game. Currently, and for the past few years, this modified version of the game has been the most popular version to speedrun. If anybody knows anything about this game, you know that every time you beat a duel, you win a duel, you're given a card as a reward. And that's pretty much how the game works. You get cards as rewards for winning duels. You build a deck in order to, you know, tackle the harder and harder duelists as time goes on. The issue is that if I was playing the original game, my estimate would probably have to be around 12 hours. And it could go anywhere from 6 hours for an amazing, decent run to more than 12. So this is a mod that just makes it so it's the original game, except you win more than one card at the end of every duel. This one is the most popular version, 15 card mod. So at the end of every duel, I'm going to be winning 15 cards. And this significantly cuts down on farming, but makes the run much more bearable, much more entertaining to watch, but still keeps the structure of the run exactly the same. So we're gonna get started here. As you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Tends to be pretty complicated. But don't fear, because this game was released in Japan in 1999 before there really was a consistent rule set. We're gonna start a new game now. So this game was released in 1999 in Japan before there really was a consistent rule set for Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, this game was being developed right alongside the card game pretty much before the card game released. So this game does not follow all of those complicated rules. This game pretty much just has its own rule set, and it's very simple for the I mean, especially compared to the actual card game. Higher number wins. There's no tributes or summons or anything complicated like that. We'll get into it. But the first thing I'm going to do is look for a starting deck. So at the beginning of every run, you're given a deck of 40 cards. This deck is random, so I'm looking for a couple of things. I'm looking for a couple of things in a starting deck in order to make it worthwhile to start the run. But the biggest thing that I'm looking for is there's one particular card that I'm immediately looking for to see if I have it. If I have a 50-50 chance to get this card on any given attempt. It's Regeki. So at the beginning of every run, you either start with Regeki or you start with Dark Hole. Now, Regeki will destroy all of your opponent's monsters, and Dark Hole will destroy all of your opponent's monsters and magics, but also all of your monsters and magics. It just wipes the whole field. Dark Hole's definitely a viable speedrunning strat to go with, but especially for a marathon run. And any run where I'm not going for, you know, blistering good time, I'm gonna go for Regeki. And there's Regeki right there. So we should be good. The rest of the deck is horribly bad, actually. You know, I'm gonna do something a little bit a little different from what I would normally do in a marathon, and I'm not going with that because that was just so absolutely horrible. So after, in a typical speedrun, the first thing you look for is that Regeki. After that, I try to look through the monsters in the deck as quickly as I can. There's a couple main things we look for. There's different types of cards, you know, dragons, thunders, plants, rocks, etc. The two types that are most important to this run are going to be dragons and thunders. and that's mainly because of a fusion card called Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, which if you know anything about this game, if you played it casually when you were 5, or if you just played it the other day, you know, when you were 30, you know that Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon is the way to go. So we're going to be building a deck centered around that. I would love to not get Dark Hole again. Almost regretting not going with that deck, but it's not a big deal. The estimate that I put is very relaxed. We should be able to get an extremely overpowered deck by the end of this. As long as I'm careful, things should be good. So yeah. This is surprisingly popular speedrun these days. I started speedrunning this game in... so I never played this game as a kid, actually. I first saw this game in early 2013, and my first exposure to this game was watching somebody speedrunning it. I found somebody speedrunning it, and it looked interesting, and I decided to play it casually and then start speedrunning it myself. Oh my goodness. Oh, and a dragon okay. Anyone who knows anything about the game right now, about speedrunning the game, is like probably hating my guts right now, but that's we got a very good starting deck. That's what just happened. Incredibly good starting deck. So this early section here, I'm skipping directly to the person I want to duel. This is Villager 2. You can actually skip this entire beginning section. This entire beginning section is optional. However, Villager 2 is a very good strategy for early game farming. Typically, in the very beginning of a run, the first thing you want to focus on doing is getting all of the bad cards out of your deck, for the most part. Even if you're not replacing them with, you know, dragons or thunders, you want to just get the crap out and get something better in its place. So you draw 5 cards, and this entire game is reliant on fusion, type-based fusion. So it's funny that I say that, but I'm about to do a specific fusion. So like any language, there are a lot of exceptions to the rule. So this is a specific fusion of a fish type plus rainbow flower. That card in particular, there's one other card that does it, but this will make 7-colored fish. And if you're wondering why I selected 2 cards prior to that, which didn't fuse, it's just to clear them out of my hand. So at the beginning of every turn, you continue to draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. So if I have bad cards in my hand like this, see, I want to do this. This is going to make a 1500, but the remainder of the cards in my hand are bad. So in order to get rid of them, I'm going to do this and end with the fusion that I want. That way, those 3 cards are wiped out. I get a 5-card draw now instead of a 2-card draw next turn. So that's it's a very simple game. You'll get used to it very quickly during this run. And yeah, it's just higher number wins at this point, and the entire run is just centered around getting my number as high as I possibly can. There are some pretty big challenges in the late game. Pretty much this entire run is just trying to make a deck that's capable of beating the late game. The end game is notoriously difficult. If you played this game as a kid, or really at any time casually, you know how difficult the end of the game is. A lot of people know Seto third. A lot of people know Nightmare. These are some of the end game duelists that you have to fight. They are very difficult. We will be encountering cards potentially that have 4,500 attack, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So we need to craft a deck that's ready for that. And that's what the majority of the run is. It's going through the campaign while at the same time crafting a deck that's ready to deal with those threats. So usually this would be the you win screen in the original game, and that would be it. I would win Aqua Snake. However, because this is a mod, I'm winning 15 cards every duel. So the way that I can check what my other drops are is you can actually scroll left or right here to look at different stats of the duel. But when I go back to the prior screen that shows what card I won, now it's different. And you pretty much just go back and forth to kind of go down the list. So that's drop 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So not really the best drops here. Against this person in particular, I'm looking for Dragons and Thunders. But there's other cards that he drops that I wouldn't mind as well. There are types in this game that are kind of universally hated, like, you know, bugs, fiends. They don't fuse much, and the fusions they do have are quite weak. So in general, it's better to replace it. Even if you have Dragons and Thunders, that's the most preferred. But if you don't, you know, some types are better than others, so we're trying to get the better types, anything better than a bug or a fiend, and replace them with that. So we won a couple of cards there that are pretty good for that purpose. A couple of beasts. Our starting deck, like I said, is incredibly good. Especially for a marathon. It's kind of insanely good. You might be wondering, I've barely seen you fuse anything above like 1500. What do you mean it's insanely good? The main thing that's important is that I started with, I started with 2 dragons and 1 thunder, which is considered good. So we have a dragon here. We have a dragon in dragon statue. Now you might see that that's a warrior. This game, I always compare this game to a language. It has a very large set of rules and then an equally large set of exceptions to those rules. So the fusions are type-based, but some cards have hidden subtypes. So Dragon Statue, for example, is a warrior type, but so it will work in warrior fusions, but it also has a dragon subtype, so it'll also work in dragon fusions. There's a bunch of other ones. This is a good example, Candle of Fate. This is a fiend type, but it has a secondary type as Pyro, a fire type. So I can use it in both. There's a very important one is a female subtype. So there are different female cards that might be fairies, waters, spellcasters, every type pretty much. But this is an example of the female subtype, or key mace. And yeah, that's like an actual like thing programmed in the game. But this is in particular what I'm looking at that makes everything really good, is Horn of Light. So Horn of Light is one of many equip cards in the game. So what an equip does is it's compatible with certain monsters. And what it'll do is it will power up certain monsters' attack and defense. So Horn of Light, for example, generally works on light monsters. So if I had a light monster and I try to fuse it with Horn of Light will go into the monster that I'm fusing it with, and that monster will gain 500 permanent attack and defense. Well, permanent for the duel, right? It's not going to have 500 attack and defense extra forever. But if I put it on, say this card, for example, I would do it like this, where it would be Pot the Trick plus Horn of Light. And then when I went and played it, the Horn of Light would go onto the Pot the Trick, and now I have a 900 attack, 900 defense Pot the Trick for the remainder of the duel, which is pretty nice. And that is the most important aspect of this game, I would say. The odds of you beating the game without using these equip cards is pretty much 0. So what we want is a deck that's capable, a deck with a lot of Dragons and Thunders, which is for a Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon fusion, which has 2800 attack. And then we want equip cards that work on Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, because 1 equip, you're up to 33. 2 equips, you're up to 38. So you can ball out of control real quick. Yeah, Fiends just are not too good in this. I mean, they have their moments, but it's not often, especially not in the speedrun of this. In the speedrun, they're very rarely used. In a casual run, there are definitely some situations where you can have fun with Fiends. but it's just not often here. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, there are, so there are 722 cards in this game. And out of those 722, only about 689 of them are actually obtainable. And this is mainly because when they switched things over from the Japanese version to the rest of the world's version, they didn't properly update certain things in the game, and because of that, it's not possible to actually get all of the cards in this game, which is sad for 100%, but 100% are just defined as getting everything you can get. So yeah, we're gonna get rid of reptiles, we're gonna get rid of fiends, but remember how I said Candle of Fate has that secondary fire type, pyro type, so that'll probably be the last fiend I get rid of, and things like that. That's generally how this is gonna go. This game does have a very big component of luck in it, but it also has a very, very big component of knowledge and experience and decision making. If an unknowledgeable person has, you know, a 20% chance to win a very difficult duel, then a very knowledgeable person might have, you know, on average like an 80% chance or something like that. So my point being, in the end, I can always get screwed over by luck and there won't be much I can do about it. But depending on how much you know and how good your decision making is, you can increase your odds very, very, very high. And I mean, I've been speedrunning this game almost 10 years now. I've been speedrunning this game since mid-2013. And I mean, there are still, I don't want to say there's still things that I'm learning, because at this point, not that much, but I mean, I still do learn, you know, new things here and there. And after 10 years of speedrunning a game from 1999, that shouldn't really be possible. But here we are. There's so much information in this game. It might make it seem very daunting to get into speedrunning it, but trust me, it's not. It's difficult to speedrun this at a higher level, but it's not that difficult to get into speedrunning it. So I would highly recommend, if anybody after this run does want to get into it, that you give it a try. Especially the mod, because the mod makes speedrunning it infinitely more fun and take infinitely less time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so Lala Layun is a good drop there. That is a thunder type, so that's pretty nice. Okay. So I'm just going to... Okay, we don't need to save, actually. Alright, so... It's going to be mostly cutscenes, I would say, for the next 2 or 3 minutes, maybe. 2 minutes. Really just skipping text right now. But there's a duel coming up in about a minute that you need to take a scripted loss to it. A very common question I'm asked is, what happens if you win the scripted loss duel that's about to happen? And what does happen if you win that duel is you will win cards. You will win cards as a reward that he drops, and then he'll pretty much, the duelist will pretty much say, you know, not bad, boy, but you won't beat me this time, and then you'll go right back into another duel. And if you continue to beat him, he'll just say the same thing over and over again. You won't beat me this time, you won't beat me this time, until you lose. You cannot progress until you lose. So generally, you know, in a more relaxed speedrun setting like this, and not, you know, like a world record attempt or something, or a PB attempt, if you can beat him, it's generally something that you should do, because some of his drops would be very helpful early game. the odds of you beating him at this stage are extremely low, but it can happen. So depending on my opening hand, I'll make a decision of whether or not I want to attempt it. Pretty much, if my opening hand can make a twin-headed Thunder Dragon, or is close to making twin-headed Thunder Dragon, I'll give it a go. Otherwise, I'm not gonna bother. I mean, we do have a dragon at least, and a Regeki. So normally I would just very quickly just be playing the weakest card in my hand and ending my turn. Not even in defense mode, but this time I'm just gonna see what my next draw is and see what he plays. Cause you never know. Yeah, it just loops and it didn't count until you lose, pretty much, yeah. Wow, he opened with twin-headed Thunder Dragon. That is extremely, extremely good. Typically this guy likes to play 3,500 attacking monsters, so that's pretty rare. Of course I didn't draw Thunder though, because why would I? So I don't think we're gonna be beating him, but since he played something so weak, I will try. Now this guy can use equips as well. One in particular, and he's not doing it right now. That's good. I have a feeling that's going to be a Zera the Mant, if I had to make a guess. Yep. Alright. I'll Regeki, and it depends on what he plays right now. Okay, that's going to be a lot. Likely going to be a loss. We need to one card draw a Thunder. Heart of the cards, give me a Thunder. Alright, that's not a Thunder. That doesn't work like it does in the anime. Trust me, I've tried. Alright, so I am going to get out of the stool. Cryptid loss, don't worry about it. He can play a Meteor Bee Dragon, and then he can also play Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, both of which are 3,500 attackers. And he can play other stuff that's stronger than Twin-Headed as well. He can play Black Skull Dragon, 3,200 attack. He could play, I think, a couple 3Ks, like Blue Eyes White Dragon. So him starting the duel with a card with 2,800 attack is actually pretty rare. But yeah. Oh, I don't think I talked about Guardian Stars. You might have been seeing a bunch of planet names like Pluto and, well, unfortunately, that's no longer a planet. But you might have been seeing, you know, Pluto, Neptune, you know, Sun, Moon. What does it all mean? I'll explain it in the next duel, but for the most part, it's just rock, paper, scissors. Or effective and super effective in Pokemon. It's the Forbidden Memories equivalent of that. I might explain that later, Ricky J. I think that's a more complicated thing that I'll explain a bit later. Okay. So let's talk about Guardian Stars really quick. The first, I would say, like 30 to 45 minutes of this run, I'm gonna be explaining a lot of things. But once I explain a couple of things, it applies for the rest of the run, and it'll be a lot easier to watch the run at that point. So whenever I play a card, whether I play a card directly out of my hand or I fuse one like this, you'll see that it makes me select a Guardian Star. Now, pretty much the way that this works is some Guardian Stars are strong against other Guardian Stars, and some Guardian Stars are weak against other Guardian Stars. So hopefully he plays one that I can... Yes, he did. I'm actually weak against that one, but that's fine, because I'll just do this. So he just played a card that has the Neptune Guardian Star. So I know that the Pluto Guardian Star is actually strong against the Neptune Guardian Star. So if I go to attack a monster that my card's Guardian Star is strong against, you'll notice that right under the Neptune symbol, you'll see the words Guardian Star in yellow. That means that if you initiate this attack, your Guardian Star wins, right? And Mars, which is the Guardian Star this is in, is weak against Neptune. So I'll do the same thing, but now you see it says Guardian Star in red. That means that I'm weak against it. So if I attack a card in Neptune with a card in Pluto, Pluto beats Neptune, and because of that, my card will gain 500 attack and defense for the duration of that attack. Watch. Now see, my card's right back to its normal 2100. It's only on an attack by attack basis, but that's how that works. Now, had I attacked with this card, which is in Mars, which is weak against Neptune, then if you attack a card that you are weak against, then the other card will gain 500 attack and defense for the duration of the attack. So that's how that works. Sun beats Moon, Moon beats Venus, Venus beats Mercury, you know, Jupiter beats Saturn, Saturn beats Uranus, Uranus beats Pluto, Pluto beats Neptune, Neptune beats Mars, Mars beats Jupiter. And here is the most important boy of the run, ladies and gentlemen. Here he comes. You can't stop him. Twin-headed Thunder Dragon. So that fusion that I just did is going to be the basis of this entire speedrun. As you can see, quite powerful. So not only does it have a lot of attack, which is very good, but it's also relatively easy to fuse, right? If you factored in attack power and how easy it is to fuse the card and get the fusion materials to fuse the card, Twin-headed Thunder Dragon is by far, you know, the best average of those two. By far, not even remotely close. Alright, check the drops. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we got one Thunder, which is nice. We're doing pretty good on Thunders so far. I'll still hear number 2 was the Thunder. So at this point, I'm actually going to do the first farm of the run, but it's going to be a pretty brief one because we've actually gotten pretty damn good luck. So this is going to be a brief farm 1. We're going to go back to that Villager 2 guy, and we're going to farm him a tiny bit. I'm just gonna get some of the crud out of this deck real quick. Don't worry about it. Do I have anything that doesn't suck? How many beasts do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a lot of pyros. I don't know how White Dolphin escaped my my sight for this long, but it dies today. Rip. Okay, so what do we have? We have 3 dragons, 1, 2, and then don't forget the dragon statue, and 3 thunders, which is nice, very even. That's typically what you want. You want to try to keep them roughly even. So you might be wondering, I see you fusing a lot of cards. Is there any way, like, how are you doing that? How are you memorizing all of these card fusions? Is there some kind of trick to it? The only trick to it would be the fact that most of the fusions are type-based rather than individual card-based. Meaning that, you know, I could put any dragon with any thunder and make Thunder Dragon, right? It doesn't have to be just Petite Dragon plus La La Layun, right? It could be any low-level dragon and any low-level thunder will make that, right? So that's an easy way. You don't need to remember specific card fusions, but there are also a lot of specific card fusions as well. And there's a ton of exceptions to the type rule and things like that. So a lot of it does end up coming down to just memorizing, and the best way to learn fusions in this game, that's probably the #1 difficulty new runners have, is learning the fusions. I would say that's the hardest part of getting into this speedrun is learning the fusions. And unfortunately, there's no cheat. There's really no way to, you know, make it that much easier on yourself. There's no cheat sheet for this. The best way to learn the fusions is to play the game a lot. That's really all there is to it. I mean, you can spend hours, you know, studying for your speed run like it's a college exam. You can spend hours trying to memorize a spreadsheet, but I have found that method produces speedrunners who are not very good at the game. That method generally isn't the best for learning the fusions. The best way to learn the fusions is by doing the fusions. It's just by playing the game over and over and over again. You'll learn out of necessity that way. The good thing is that the speedrunning community for this game is surprisingly large. And there's races going on all the time. There's events going on all the time. So my biggest recommendation, if anybody wants to get into speedrunning this game, is join the Discord server and start joining races. Because whenever you do a race, there's probably going to be somebody who knows more than you about the game in that race, and you can sit in a voice call with them while you both play the game, and you can ask somebody who knows more than you questions in real time, and that is the best way to do it. That is exactly what I did. Even though the knowledge, the sum of all knowledge about the game back in mid 2013 wasn't very much, but there was still a lot I had to learn, and I was taught a lot that way. Yeah, the mod itself, how do I go about... I mean, I have a download link that I give to people on my stream. Like, I have a command for it on my bot. Obviously, that isn't something that's here. And since, you know, this isn't my channel, I'm not representing myself. I'd rather not put links to ROMs in chats. So I'm going to not do that. However, if you send me a DM on Twitch, then after the run, I can show you where you can find the ROM to this mod. In general, we're all pretty careful about sharing around ROMs. We try to not do that as much as we can, but there are ways that you can locate it. No, this is not being played on real hardware. I guess that's something that I neglected to mention. This is not being played on real hardware. Like I said in the beginning of the run, this is a modified version of the game. This is not the original game. This is a slightly modified version of the game. Everything you're seeing right now is exactly how it would be in the original game. The only thing that's different is the fact that, so this is called 15 card mod, and what that means is you win more than one card every duel, right? In the original game, whenever you win a duel, you get one card as a reward. Because of that, if you're trying to win a card that you need for the speedrun, that's a 1% chance. And trust me, 1% chance is considered, you know, pretty normal of a drop rate for cards, and you need to win multiple different 1% chance cards. I mean, I would consider a good marathon run of the original game to be well over 8 hours. And it could be anywhere from 6 hours to 15 hours, right? This mod is not only the best for the marathon, but it's the most popular way to speedrun the game in general these days. When this mod was released, it took over Forbidden Memory speedrunning completely. Yeah, you can play this on a modified PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 for sure. I myself am playing on emulator because I don't have a modified PlayStation 2, but that would be the fastest way to play it, would be on a modified PlayStation 2. This is a PlayStation 1 game, by the way, but it's faster to play it on a PlayStation 2. But yeah, that's the only difference, is that you win more than one card every duel. You win 15 every duel. So it makes farming faster, but everything else is the same, right? So it doesn't change what cards you win. It doesn't change the raw odds in the, you know, in the code of how often you win them. All it does is at the end of every duel, instead of you just having one dice roll to win one card, you'll have 15 dice rolls as if you just did 15 duels at once, right? And this is obviously very good for speedrunning this game. There are still speedruns of the original game that still take place very regularly. But this has become the most popular version of speedrunning it because, in general, nobody likes to start a speedrun and at the beginning of the speedrun say to themselves, okay, if I get a world record, I'll be here for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. But if I get an average run, I'll be here for more than 8 hours. And if I get a bad run, I could be here for more than, 16 hours. In general, not the best. The original game is much more dependent on getting good luck if you want to have a consistent speedrun. In this mod, if I get bad luck, it might, there might be a plus or minus of around 30 to 45 minutes. Maybe even an hour, depending on luck. In this mod. In the original game, it's like a plus or minus of like 8 hours, right? Well, yeah, right. The fact that you win more cards does raise the odds of winning any particular card per duel. Yes, I just mean that the odds of winning every card on any given drop are actually coded into the game, and this is actually something I want to talk about anyway, is how drops work, how card drops work in this game. So every card that you can win on any given duelist has a drop rate. How often are you going to win this card? And that drop rate, in general, the way that we talk about it in the community is out of 2000, it's a number out of 2048. So, for example, if I say, hey, that card is a 20, what I mean is the odds of winning that card is 20 out of 2048, 2048, literally the fraction 20 over 2048, which if you do the math, that comes out to roughly a little bit under 1%. It comes out to about 0.9%. That is how the odds work in this game. So if a card is a 20 drop rate, that doesn't change just because this is 15 card mod. It doesn't change in the code. I mean, obviously, yes, the odds of you winning every card is raised, is my point, though. Like, we're not changing the odds so that, the good cards are dropped more often. The odds are still the same in the game's code, but we're just doing that 1% dice roll 15 times in one duel instead of doing it only once in one duel. So yeah, if you hear me say, oh, I just won the super rare card, that card is a 2. If I say something like that, then you could say, okay, so the odds of winning that card are 2 out of 2048. Wow, that's really rare. Holy cannoli. And I am not winning the cards that I want, which is making me a very sad boy on this April 17th. But I'm going to pretend that it didn't happen and move on, or else I'm going to punch a hole through my screen. It's not actually that big of a deal. I'm over farming, obviously, the world record, you can see my estimate is 3 hours. The world record is 1 hour and 12 minutes. So, kind of shows you the delta on that one is quite large. Can you win the same card multiple times? Yes, you can. Theoretically, you could win 15 of the same card all back to back to back. Now, the odds of that happening are astronomically low, but it could happen, yes. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. So yeah, right now we're gonna continue going through the game's campaign. Right now we're going through what's known as the World Tournament in the game. It's a talking about the story in this game. The funny part is that if you ask me like what the story of this game is, I would probably give you the same summary that like a second grader could give better, because that's how little I've actually read the text in this game. I cannot remember the last time I actually like read the text in this game. I'm not kidding, it probably was like 2013. So but yeah, it's a world tournament held by Kaiba, Seto Kaiba. There's a bunch of people come to it, you fight them with your fists, not cards, and then cards. And you beat Kaiba at the end, and then you go get transported through time, and you go back in time, and you are now the same dude but in ancient Egypt. And then you fight some more people who for some reason use cards to settle their differences instead of just stabbing me, which would be much more effective, much faster. I got Tripwire Beast, and I'm happy about this. And then they just, the end of the game, they resurrect some evil dude called Dark Knight, who eventually turns into Nightmare, which is the final duel in the game. And, a dude is literally burned alive in this game. And the funniest part about that is that I'm not even technically joking. I see a bunch of people from the Forbidden Memories community in the chat. Thank you, Forbidden Memories community, for coming out and supporting your boy here. Appreciate you. There is a surprisingly large community for this game. You might, like, every single time somebody finds out, like, if there's somebody who loved this game as a kid, and then they find out how big of a community this game has now, they are, like, 100% of them are always surprised, like, heavily surprised that the game has such a big community. To put it in perspective, we have a Discord server specifically for speedrunning this game, and that Discord server, I believe, has almost 2,200 members right now, roughly. So, yeah. Very surprising. So yeah, my deck's not very good right now, but it's not very bad either. So hopefully we can continue to win some good cards here. So the general route for this is I'm going to go through the majority of the World Tournament, and then I have an option. I can either do my big farm. There's one like big farm session in this run that is pretty much where you farm to get everything you need for the end game. That farm session will either happen near the end of this World Tournament or immediately after the World Tournament. We're almost upon that part of the run. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay, post the link to our Discord. No idea. But it's literally just discord.gg/YGOFM. So if anybody wants to learn to speedrun this game or wants to be involved in the community in any way, it's just discord.gg/YGOFM. We have a vanity URL, so it's a lot easier to remember. Yeah, I went to Villager 2 for about 3 duels, and I didn't really win much, unfortunately. Villager 2, probably the first marathon where Villager 2's really letting me down, but it's okay. Because for some reason I want a Tripwire Beast from Weevil and a Kamori now from Mai. So I guess the people who aren't supposed to give me good cards are gonna just kind of carry the weight of Villager 2, the guy who is supposed to give me good cards. Appreciate it, bruv. That's a good drop, though. I think we actually have a lot more thunder. Yeah, how many thunders do we have? Like, yeah, 5 now? And then we only have, what, 3? Yeah, 3 dragons? Now 4, thank God. Honestly, pretty rare to have more thunders than dragons at this stage of the run. In general, thunders are harder to get than dragons. Dragons are going to become a dime a dozen as time goes on in this run. But it's thunders that are much, 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 much more difficult to obtain. So that's why having so many of them, in particular, more than my dragon count, is quite good for this stage. Yeah, we got Bandit Keith here, who has a small chance to play Zoa, and I'm glad he didn't. It wouldn't have been a giant deal, but it definitely would have made me sad. Isn't this gonna make Vermilion Sparrow and then go and does that work? Yeah. Yeah, why wouldn't it? I don't know, there's some weird stuff in this game, man. Like I said, learning this game is like learning a new language. There are so many random exceptions to every single rule in this game. It's like, oh, well, this type plus this type should fuse to always make this card. That's true, except for this situation, this situation, this situation. If the stars align on April 17th at 8:08 a.m. and, you know, you're wearing blue denim, not black denim, not any other color denim, but blue denim, then this fusion won't work. Trust me, there is some weird stuff in this game. Skip A-Tech Pegasus and A-Tech Kaiba instead? No. Thanks for the suggestion, though. Yo, what's up, Umi guy? Thank you. I'll do my best, my bestest. This will be, things will be fine. If things do not go to plan, I do want to show you guys the end of the game no matter what. So God forbid I get the worst luck of my life and I genuinely cannot finish the game in 3 hours, which is unfortunately, it's always a possibility with this. It would be insane for me to not beat the game in 3 hours. But, I mean, it is theoretically always possible. If it looks like that is going to happen, I do have safety saves ready. I do have ways to navigate to the end of the game, you know, cheating pretty much, to get to the end of the game to at least show you the ending, if it comes to that. Now, I've done this at other marathons, and I've never had to do that yet. And I mean, at other marathons, I had a 2.5 hour estimate. So 3 hours should be more than enough time. But there's always a chance. So if that happens, like I said, I do have backups upon backups ready to go. But probably won't happen. Footnote that says because you slept for less than 8 hours to get to summon the Buster Dragon. Yeah, that's exactly how this game works. Don't worry about that. All right, so up to Shoddy. Shoddy, for some reason, is significantly easier than he should be for this portion of the game. So did you notice how the last couple people I dueled, they were all kind of getting a little bit harder than one another? That's called the difficulty curve, right? They're getting a little bit harder, then the next one's a little bit harder than that one, right? Going up a little bit. For some reason, I think the day that the devs programmed Shoddy, they got amnesia and they thought that they were back at the very beginning of the game. So this dude's a pushover and plays cards that will, yeah, I would say about 99% chance for this guy to only play cards with under 1,000 attack. Don't know why, but that's how they did it. Because, I don't know, ask him. I actually did contact one of the game devs for this once back in like 2015. It was one of the sound designers, and he was very, very happy to hear that people were still enjoying his game. I talked to him over Facebook, and I had to use Google Translate to talk to him in Japanese. But I'm glad he understood me enough to understand. I'm glad Google Translate helped me enough, is what I should be saying, to let me tell him that there's still a huge community of people, you know, actively playing this game every single day. And he was very happy to hear that. That was a cool moment. I don't talk about that. I haven't talked about that in a long time. There's probably a lot of people in the community who don't even know that ever happened. Probably so you're less likely to lose and have to sit through that long cutscene again. I wish they had that consideration later in the game. I might agree with you if what happens later in the game didn't happen. If the end game didn't exist, I would agree with you. To put it in perspective, later on in this run, at the very end of this run, you need to win 6 incredibly difficult duels in a row in order to beat the game. The last 6 duels are all in a row. We call it the final 6. And if you die on the 5th person, you go back to the very beginning. You need to do 6 duels, no saving, right? And it takes about, to somebody who knows what they're doing, it takes about 20 minutes to go through all 6 duels. So if you lose on the last one, you go back 20 minutes, not a 1 minute cutscene, but 20 minutes. So yeah, it's because of that I don't think they are giving us the consideration for the long cutscene. And if you don't know about Seto 2, then it's actually 7 duels in a row instead of 6, but we'll be doing the final 6. There's actually a choice between final 7 and final 6. We'll get to that later, but yeah. Arf Kaishin. Thank you, game. I don't want that card, by the way. There's another card I want that has the exact same odds of dropping as Power of Kaishin, but I didn't get it. Yeah, this game is very, very difficult at the end. Pretty much everybody who played this game as a kid remembers the end as the part that, I mean, I don't know how they expected really anybody to beat this game without some sort of prior knowledge, you know, like without knowing who drops what cards, what the drop rates are, unless they just expect you to farm for like 3 months and just get very lucky, which is probably what they ended up doing. Yeah, I mean, after this is a hard game. I mean, after the World Tournament, you have the shrines where you have to fight all the mages. That's difficult. A lot of those mages are quite difficult. And then after that, you have the final 6, which is insanely difficult. There's a good chance that we won't even be using Meteor Bee Dragon in this run. I mean, I will probably do a little bit of farming for it, even though that's not generally the speedrunning strategy, but it's a pretty decent strategy for runs where I don't have to go as fast as possible, such as right now, right? I mean, I am going as fast as I can, but the way that speedrunning this game works is, if I was going for the best possible time, I'd be doing a lot of things that are very risky, that if I failed would end up screwing over the run. So it's best to pretty much just aim. I'm playing this as if I'm going for a 2 hour and 30 minute time, if you're wondering. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for a 2:30. At least that's what my gameplay is aiming for. the amount of farming I'm doing, etc., etc., I'm aiming for about a 230. Also, you like that? Isn't that great? Yahoo. Yeah, that's something I was going to talk about later, but yeah, the AI cheats in this game, and the AI actually has a hand size more than 5. Everybody in the game has a hand size more than 5, except for you. The AI, some AI can select like 20 cards at any time, like the first 20 cards in their deck they have to choose from. Some are like 15, but yeah, that is absolutely true, unfortunately. I think I win here, actually, like immediately. So yeah, the AI cheats in this game. That is absolutely true. Can you even get something over 3,000 attack at this point? Yes, but it's very unlikely. I have one equip card so far that works on Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. So had I drawn my equip card, I could have put it on Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon and made a 3,300. But I only have one right now, and it's the one I started with. But we will be farming for more very soon. So I don't believe I want to trap yet. All right, Forbidden Memories community, I know you're in the chat. Would you guys like to help me explain Atex? So there's different ranks in this game, and what rank you get determines what cards you have the chance to win, right? So for example, if you get an S POW or an A POW, then you will win cards from, one list of cards. You'll win a card off of list A if you get an S POW rank or A POW rank. If you get an S Tech rank or an A Tech rank, then you'll get a card off of a different list of cards, list B. And then if you get any other rank, you'll win a card off of a third list of cards called, list C, right? So one of the best strategies in this game is one of the duelists, Pegasus actually, has a list of cards you can win on S Tech or A Tech that is leaps and bounds better than anybody else in the game. He has an incredibly good S Tech and A Tech drop list. So that is what I'm going to be doing. That's a major strategy for this run. However, you might be wondering, how do you get the rank S Tech or A Tech, right? And S Tech or A Tech is pretty much the opposite of S POW and A POW, right? So S POW and A POW are ranks that you get when you win the duel and you win it fast. POW stands for power, right? So if you want to get an S POW, which is, the top of the POW ranks, right? That pretty much means that you just completely overpowered your opponent. You beat him in only a few turns. You didn't have to use, that many magics or traps. You just flat out had bigger numbers than his and completely overpowered him. That's what S POW means. S Tech and A Tech is the opposite of that. It means that you had a very long, drawn-out duel where you used lots of magics, you used lots of, trap cards, a lot of utility cards, right? You did a lot of fusions. So that's what the tech ranks are. And S Tech and A Tech are, like I said, all the way on the other side of S POW and A POW. So that means in order to get S Tech or A Tech, I actually have to do a lot of things during the duel. I have to do a lot of fusions, use a bunch of magics, equip cards. I have to, at least 9 turns. I have to use all but 3 cards of my deck. That's how those ranks work, pretty much. There is a list of hard requirements to get an A Tech, like the fastest way to get an A Tech. In general, it's, it's 15 fusions and a bunch of other stuff. but I'm not doing that yet. But one of the requirements that exist in order to get the A-Tech rank, at least the way I'm going to do it, one of the requirements requires me to have, or rather to activate a trap card, right? So that means that in order to get that special rank, I need to have a trap card for one, and for two, I need to play it during the duel and make sure it gets activated. Its effect is activated during the duel. So if it's a widespread ruin, for example, that's the best trap in the game. What it does is if a monster tries to attack any monster, doesn't matter how strong it is. If any monster tries to attack me and I have a widespread ruin down, the attacking monster is instantly destroyed, right? Then there's cards like Acid Trap Hole, which is the same thing, except it only applies to monsters with 3,000 attack or lower, right? So if a monster with 3,500 attack went to attack me and I had Acid Trap Hole down, it would go through. But if I had Widespread down, it would get eaten by Widespread, because Widespread is any. And then there's other cards. Invisible Wire is a lower level of that. Invisible Wire is 2,000 or less. Bear Trap 1,500 or less, etc., etc. But unfortunately right now I don't have any traps. So this is actually Pegasus right here. So in a perfect world, I would be A-teching him right now in campaign, but I don't have any traps, so unfortunately I can't do that. But on normal ranks, Pegasus has a very high chance to drop traps, in particular Acid Trap Hole. So I'm just gonna hope I won one from him, and if I didn't, I can go and farm for a trap, but we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is, Acid Trap Hole. Great. I have a bell, by the way. That's a thing in the Forbidden Memories community, is having a bell for good drops. I kind of just did that without explaining it, but there you go. 4, I think. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow, so many gate digs. So now that we have an Acid Trap Hole, I can now A-Tech this guy. So, and Pegasus A-Techs are the most important part of this run, right? That is where 95% of my deck's power is going to come from, is from A-Teching Pegasus. And the reason for that is because he has an extremely high chance to drop good equip cards. Good equip cards that work on Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. So we have one right now, Horn of Light, right? Horn of Light works on Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, which means I can power it up one time for 500 attack and 500 defense in any given duel, if I draw it, right? However, there's other cards like Dragon Treasure, which works on it because it is a dragon. Bright Castle, which is actually a card that works on any card in the game. There's two special cards, special equips. Bright Castle and Megamorph are the special boys, okay? And Bright Castle is special because it's an equip card, a normal equip, but it works on every monster in the game, right? As you can see, Horn of Light increases the power of horned creatures, but has no effect on dark monsters, right? So other equips only work on a certain subset of monsters. Bright Castle works on everything. Megamorph also works on everything, but it increases the attack and defense by 1,000 instead of just 500. So it's pretty much like two Bright Castles in one card. It is by far the best equip you can get in the game, and it is a very important part to this run. And Pegasus actually has a pretty decent chance of dropping it on the A-Tech rank. You cannot win it on any other rank other than A-Tech. So that is pretty much exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to fight Isis first, and then I'm going to begin A-Teching. I'll hold on to that just in case. I have an idea. With the guy, the game. That's a funny typo. I'm gonna play mountain here. By the way, oh yeah, I guess that's the first time I've done that. First time that everybody's seen that. So there are field cards in this game that change the field, like this. You can see top left field is mountain. And now all of a sudden my 2100 card is 2600. So different fields will power up different types. For example, mountain powers up, as you can see, dragons and winged beasts and others, right? So, and thunders. So you can see the normal base attack 2100, but now it's 2600 because it's played on the mountain field. Pretty easy there. Field cards will become very important later in the game. Not necessarily for me, but the AI is going to be using them in very detrimental ways later in the game that we need to be careful for. I wonder what that is. Ooh, I hope it's a parrot dragon. Ooh, Daddy, I hope I get a parrot dragon for Christmas. Oh. Sorry, chat. Can't do math. Happens to the best of us, really. Except not really. Or don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Spellbinding Circle removes 500 attack and defense from all monsters on the enemy side of the field. He used it on me. I am the enemy. In general, that is true. Alright, now you are about to see a very strong monster. So, Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon is a 2800 attack card. But, it's technically a Thunder type. So, it gets powered up by Mountain. So, it's 3300. Plus, I'm putting a Horn of Light on it. So now, a lot of you are going to start to see what my strategy is for beating this game. Now you're going to start to see the power behind this strategy. Yeah. And I have Guardian... Or I don't have Guardian Star in this, actually. Usually, Isis, which is the person who I'm dueling, Isis, plays Neptunes. It's actually just a Shizu, but her name is Isis in this game, so don't worry about it. Any hoodles. Yeah, that's an easy win there. Yeah, look at this. 38. Ooh, baby. That's a big boy. Ooh, baby. Alright, time to A-Tech. Isis can drop Dragon Treasure, which would be great, and Widespread Ruin, which would be great. Let's hope I win one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, baby! Widespread Ruin. I also have a nut button, by the way, if you didn't know. I think it was like 12, 13, 14, 15. Hell yeah. Alright, we got a Widespread. That's actually quite good. That's quite good. So we have Acid Trap Hole and Widespread Ruin now, which we could use both of them in order to do these A-Techs. So let's save and let us A-Tech, ladies and gents. Alright, so... Yeah, the speedrunning strategy for this game actually used to be just farming Isis on like back before we knew how to get A-Techs consistently. There was actually a long time, many years, where we didn't know how to get A-Techs consistently. There was one method of getting S-Tech consistently, but it took like 20 minutes a duel, and it sucked. It was decking out your opponent. That's how people used to do it back then, which isn't really viable for a speedrun. But back then, when A-Teching wasn't really a thing, we would pretty much just farm Isis most of the run. Alright, it's time to get rid of all this crap. But once A-Techs were discovered, that kind of went out the window. for all right. That should be good for A-teching. I'm actually gonna go. Okay, I already clicked on them. All right, after this, I'm gonna buy some Thunders. You can actually purchase cards in this game. So at the end of every duel, I don't know if you've noticed, but right where it says my rank, like what rank I got, S POW, A POW, etc., there's a couple of stars. Those are actually how many star chips you got in that duel. So if you get an S rank, you get 5 star chips. A rank 4, B rank 3, so on and so forth, right? And you can actually use those star chips to purchase cards, which we will take advantage of very soon. All right, so in order to get an A-Tech, there's a lot of things I have to do. I'm not going to go through all of them because it's a lot. But just know there are going to be many, many, many moments when I could have won this duel, but I'm not going to win on purpose. And mainly that's because one of those requirements is that 9 turns have to go by. And another of those requirements is that I need to have 3 cards remaining or less. So you see how I have 31 cards remaining in my deck? That number needs to be 3, 2, 1, or 0 by the end of this. Which isn't a big deal, because we are going to need that. We're going to need to go, wait 9 turns anyway, because doing all of the other requirements is going to take that long. I need to fuse 15 times. I need to activate a trap. I need to use an equip. I need to activate a magic. Bunch of stuff I got to do. But you guys don't have to worry about all that. I got you. I'll just do it. Now imagine doing this 5-minute duel to get 1 drop, and that drop being bad, and then having to do another one, and another one, and another one. Now you see the appeal of 15 card mod. So yeah, one of the biggest things that you have to do in these A-Techs is fuse 15 times. So you might notice that I'm doing a lot more fusions than I normally do, and that's why. I specifically built this deck to still make twin-headed, but make it in as many fusions as possible. Usually, I can make twin-headed with 3 cards, sometimes 2. But this deck is specifically made so that I can make twin-headed with very long fusion chains, right? Zombie types are particularly good for this, because dragon plus zombie is dragon zombie. Then you can add another dragon or another zombie to make Skelegon. Then you can add another dragon or zombie to make Curse of Dragon, which is only a 2000. Then you can add, say, a plant and make it a Black Dragon Jungle King. Then you can add a Thunder and make it a twin-headed. So very long fusion chains is really the name of the game here. See, I could do this. That's 5 cards that I just fused just to make a 2000 attacker. Normally, like later on, the deck won't be playing like this. But right now, when I need the fusions, that's what the deck is built for. Well, hopefully you will all see the game completed here today. Alright, so, remember how we played that Widespread Ruin earlier? Well, we need to get it activated, right? So, remember how I stressed that one of the requirements is not just playing a trap, but having it activate, right? So, there's Widespread, and you'll see when an opponent's monster attacks, it is blown to smithereens and eliminated from the playfield. So I'm playing a weak monster on purpose in order to bait the enemy into attacking so that my trap is activated. Because just putting the trap on the field does not count as a trap use in the eyes of the game. Its effect needs to actually activate in order for it to count. So that's what we do. So I play a weak card just to bait him, and odds are he will attack. There we go. Trap activates, and goodbye Rude Kaiser. Now my trap is gone because it was activated, and so is the Rude Kaiser. Gone to a better place, I'm sure. I'm purposely going to end my my next few hands with weak cards. One of the other things I need to do in an ATEC is get 4 effective attacks. So I'll show you what an effective attack is really quickly. Did I already get 1 effective attack? I guess I did. Just didn't mark it down. So, an effective attack is when you attack and destroy a monster that is in attack mode and your monster is not destroyed. So what I mean by that is if I... Here, I'll show you actually. This is so much easier to just show you. So, this is an effective attack. I'm attacking a monster that is in attack mode with 1600 attack, and my monster has more attack than that, 2800. So notice how I kill it, and I did 1200 life point damage. I did the difference in life point damage. That is an effective attack. Now, if I attacked that 1600 monster with a monster that was 1600 attack, right? If I attacked it with something that was equal, then both of our monsters would be destroyed. And that does not count as an effective attack. That does not count. Now, if he put that monster in defense and I attacked it with my twin-headed, that would also not count as an effective attack because I'm not doing any life point damage. I'm attacking a defensive monster, not attack monster. So it doesn't count as an effective attack. And I need 4 of those effective attacks during this duel in order to get the ATEC rank. So that's why I'm playing weak cards on purpose in order to bait him into attacking so that I can then attack his monster and get the effective attack. You see what I mean? So this is the 3rd effective attack we've gotten this duel. So we need 1 more. We already have more than 15 fusions. We've already activated our trap. Another thing you have to do is you have to actually take damage on purpose. In order to get an ATEC rank, my life points has to be under 7,000. You have to take more than 1,000 life point damage, which if you start at 8,000, that means anything under 7,000 is good. So since we have 6450, we're good to go. So we're done with damage. We've activated our trap. We already have more than 15 fusions. We're about to get our 4th effective attack, so that's about to be done. You need to activate a magic during the duel as well. That's why I put the Regeki down here. That's a magic. On the final turn of the ATEC, I'll activate it, and that'll count as activating a magic. And the last thing I have to do is use and equip successfully. Like this. Equip, use, done. I only have to do 1 of those. And there's my 4th effective attack. So remember how I also said I had to wait for 9 turns to go by and I had to have 3 or less cards remaining in my deck? Well, 9 turns have gone by and look at how many cards I have left in my deck. So that means next turn we are good to go. We are good to end the duel. We will get the ATEC rank, and we will have a chance to win amazing cards like Megamorph, Bright Castle, Dragon Treasure, Widespread Ruin, Dragon Capture Jar, lots of great cards possible to be won. Okay, we're gonna win the duel now. Gotta make sure this is activated first. There we go. All right, and now we can win the duel. And this, if I did everything correctly, this should be an ATEC. And that's how you do ATECs. Boom, A-Tech rank. So because I got the A-Tech rank, I'm getting a special set of drops, of card drops, from Pegasus, who has the best A-Tech drop list in the game. So we're looking for Megamorph is the big holy grail drop here. Right under that, Bright Castle. And then Dragon Treasure, Widespread Ruin, Dragon Capture Jar. That's pretty much all of the big drops that I'm looking for. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, lol, 5, 6. What? Okay, that's another amazing card you can win, but I didn't mention it. I specifically did not mention Crush Card because the odds of winning Crush Card is a 2 out of 2048. So feel free to do the math on that one, but the odds of winning this card against Pegasus A-Tech is literally the fraction 2 over 2048. That is the chance of winning that. I specifically did not mention Crush Card as one of the possible drops because it is so incredibly rare that it's not really a card we even think about when we're A-Teching this guy. But, wow, it happened during a marathon. Unbelievable. I don't know what drop that was, like 4 or 5. I'll go 5, 4, why not? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bright Castle, let's go. Very good A-Tech. 6, 7, 8. I don't know where we're at. I think I already. Yeah, okay. That is unbelievable. That is actually unbelievable. So Crush Card is an amazing, amazing card to win. But you just normally don't win it because the drop rate is so low. Crush Card is effectively a second Regeki for me, right? Crush Card, so Regeki destroys all monsters on the enemy's field, right? Crush Card does the same thing, but it only destroys monsters that have an attack of 1500 or higher, right? So that means that if I used Crush Card, but the enemy had, you know, a monster with only 900 attack on their side of the field, it wouldn't destroy it. Only monsters that are 1500 or higher, which in the late game, there is no such thing as the AI playing cards under 1500 attack. So this is effectively a second Regeki, right? Now there is one card in particular that it won't kill, and that's shield cards, like Millennium Shield, for example, which has 0 attack and 3000 defense. But in the late game, 3000 is not a big deal. The fact that this is pretty, the way that we think about it when we know a lot about the game is this is just a Regeki that doesn't take care of shields, right? Of Millennium Shield or Labyrinth Wall or Wall Shadow. Those are the 3, you know, cards that have very low attack but 3000 defense. But that's not a big deal for late game. So yeah, effectively a second Regeki, which is insanely good. And then Bright Castle, like I said, is an equip card. You all saw what equips do with Horn of Light, but it's an equip card that works on every monster in the game. Yeah, quite good. Quite good. I'm not going to put the Crush card in right now because I don't need it for Atex, but it will go in later. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, that was a 2 that dropped. Yes, that was indeed a 2. Absolutely unbelievable. To put it in perspective, I've been speedrunning this game for almost 10 years now, and I could count on one hand how many times I've won Crush Card from Pegasus. And I'm not playing it up for the marathon either. It's genuinely that rare. Are you like, really? You ever see something and you just really? You know what I mean? Because I'm in that moment right now. I'm living that. I'm living that. There's really no way I can kill that right now. Dude, that's so freaking great. Really starting to annoy me, game. Yeah, Wall Shadow can be killed by. That's true, because Wall Shadow is 1600. But, yeah. This is a 2200 defender, by the way. So you might be wondering, how do I how do I seem to know a lot of the cards that are played before they're played against me? Or, you know, before... How do I know what a lot of these face-down cards are before they're flipped? And the way that I know a lot of them is by their Guardian Star. So a good example right now is the Guardian Star of this face-down card is Venus, right? Now, Pegasus, I know, has a high chance of playing a card called Illusionist Faceless Mage, right? That card is always played in Venus. The AI will always play that card in Venus. The AI, by the way, always selects the first Guardian Star of a card. So if an AI played this card, it would always be in Mercury. If they played this, it would always be in Pluto. If they played this, it'd always be in Jupiter, right? They always select the first card. So by knowing what cards the AI have in their deck and knowing the odds of them playing those cards, by looking at the Guardian Stars, I can deduce what card has been played. So this is Illusionist Faceless Mage. I am 100% sure of this. And I'll show you that I am correct. Which is also why I wasn't attacking it, right? Because that card has 2200 defense. So had I tried to attack it with this, it wouldn't work. Even though Moon is strong against Venus, I'd still only go up to 2200. So watch this. See? That's another thing that only comes from just a lot of experience with the game. Once you learn all of the cards every enemy plays, what the Guardian Stars are, you can start to make educated guesses on what the AI is playing before you even see the card. I've gotten comments before of people who don't know very much about the game accusing me of like hacking. They're like, you know what card is played before it's even face up, you cheater. It's pretty funny. Like that's another Faceless Mage. And mainly because Pegasus doesn't really have that many Venus cards. This could be another Venus card, but the odds of it not being Faceless Mage this early in the duel is pretty low. Yeah. That's just how it go. All right. So I have spent a good amount of time explaining things during this run, and kind of stopping while I explain, but now that I look at the time is an hour and 25 minutes, I need to start moving a little bit. So yeah, feel free to ask questions in chat. I'm still going to try to continue explaining things, but I am going to do my best to start moving my butt a little bit now. This is a pretty chill speedrun, especially for a marathon, in that the estimate is lenient enough that I have time to explain all of this stuff. You know, I have time to sit and look at my hand while I explain something about it for a minute. But at this stage, I've explained most of what I needed to, and yeah, I've explained most of what I needed to. So we should be pretty much good to go now. Yeah, I'm gonna make one more here. Yeah, knowledge is absolutely key when it comes to this game. 100%, absolutely true. I need to take a little bit more damage. I need to do 4 more fusions. I need to take a little bit more damage. And I need 2 more effective attacks. And everything else should happen pretty much naturally, like going down to 3 cards remaining in my deck. That should happen naturally. 9 turns has already passed. This is actually a pretty slow 8 deck, unfortunately. mainly because I explained a lot of stuff and whatnot. I actually need 4 more fusions, which is a little bit scary, actually. I do need him to start attacking as well. I would really appreciate it if you start attacking, because I remember how I explained how effective attacks work. I need him to attack in order to get effective attacks, right? I need him to, that's why I'm playing these weak cards. I'm trying to bait him into attacking. And he is very unfortunately not taking the bait right now. And I only have 5 cards left. So I'm getting a little bit worried because I still need 2 effective attacks and 4 fusions, which I should get with my hand right now. But still getting a little bit worried here. I need you to start attacking like right now. Okay, thank you. All right. So we're good on damage now, and I need him to attack one more time, and then we are going to be happy. Let's do this. Get a lot of damage done right here. All right, good. So we're good there. Can I end it this turn? Yeah, I believe I can. I just want to be 100% sure before I do this. Yes, I can end it this turn. Okay. It should be a 6-card fusion, by the way. Pretty rare to see a 6-card fusion. Usually you only see a 5-card fusion, but since I used a card already on the field, it ended up being 6 there. Which puts me exactly 1 over. Okay, this should be an A-Tech as long as it didn't mess anything up. Now, I know these A-Techs have been taking a decent amount of time. From this point on, they're going to go a lot faster because I'm not going to wait around and explain things anymore. All right, still an A-Tech. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dragon Treasure, very good. Equip. 5. Widespread Ruin, very beautiful. I like it. 6. Dragon Capture Jar. All right, keep it coming. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, those last like 7 drops. That's about what I'm used to. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Me likey. Me likey. Not gonna bother to put another equip in, mainly because I just don't really need it. I will replace Acid Trap with Widespread. I don't need another equip while I'm A-Teching, right? So you might not see me put in things like Dragon Treasure right now. And again, the main reason for that is just because I don't need them while I'm A-Teching. Once I'm done A-Teching, I will pretty much remake the deck and put in all these great cards I'm getting. But I don't need them right now just to get this specific, you know, A-Tech rank. So yeah, this A-Tech I'm going to haul my butt on. This one will be a decent bit faster than the others. I can actually move a good bit faster than I have been so far this run. Again, mainly to explain things. I've been going a little bit slower on a lot of moves just to kind of explain what I'm doing. But the good news is that at this point, I've pretty much explained everything that you guys have to know. So if you've been following along up to this point, then congratulations. You've pretty much gotten all the knowledge you need in order to know what's going on for the rest of the run, pretty much. Which means I can start using 100% of my power. I'm sorry. Remember how Tazon Day was like, I move away from the mic to breathe? I move away from the mic to vape. I'm just that kind of person. this, actually. Now, you might be wondering, you know, why did I just throw out a twin-headed for a Zone Eater? And remember what I said, I need those effective attacks. I need to bait him into attacking, right? So my general strategy for the beginning of an A-Tech is I want to get 2 monsters out that are, you know, my main attacking force. So I get 2 twin-headeds out, and then after that, I don't really need to worry about putting out any strong monsters anymore, because these 2 boys will take care of everything. But I still do want to fuse the twin-headed, right? Because I need 15 fusions. So I'll do a lot of fusions, get a real big card, and then throw it away for a weak card. And the whole point of that is to get fusions, but then play something weak in order to bait an attack. I'm going to do the exact same thing right now, right? Make a decently strong monster, get rid of it, just to bait an attack. This time to activate my trap, and then get an effective attack the next time. Well, all of this knowledge is knowledge for the main game as well. The only thing that 15 card mod changes is you win 15 cards every duel instead of just 1. But everything else about what you're seeing is the same as the original game. The only thing that 15 card mod changes is the fact that farming is faster. That's it. That's actually the only thing that changes, you know? You know, I have a Bright Castle. I'm not going to bother with this. Oh yeah, that works. Cool. So yeah, everything that I've described, all this knowledge, this is knowledge that applies to the original game as well. Because everything that you're seeing is exactly the same, except I'm winning multiple cards per duel. Okay, should be able to end it right here. Just thinking, okay, yes. So this A-Tech was a lot faster than the other ones, huh? This is actually pretty much the fastest you can do an A-Tech in. This is turn 9 exactly. Remember how I said that the A-Tech needs to be 9 turns or more? Well, right now is exactly turn 9. So even if I did all the other requirements, I could not have finished the duel last turn, because it wouldn't be turn 9 yet. As you can see over here, top right there, turns 9. All right, drop 1 was bad. Drop 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, Dragon Treasure, good. Not a useless A-Tech. 14, 15. And a widespread, okay. Hey, the last 3 drops coming in the clutch there. Still no Megamorph, which makes me a little bit sad. Still no Megamorph, which does make me a bit sad, but we don't need Megamorph. I mean, if we get a bunch of regular equips, then we don't need Megamorph, but it would be great to get it. I believe it's only 4 equips. 2 Dragon Treasures, 1 Bright Castle, and the Horn of Light I started with. I believe we're at 4. Unless I won 2 Bright Castle. No, I'm pretty sure I only got 1 Bright Castle so far. Okay. So yeah, we're just A-teching now. Now that I've described everything, this should be a pretty chill part of the run. In other marathons, I would normally be like, this is where you could read donations and things like that. I don't have to do that here. So, what's up, chat? How you doing? I hope everybody's enjoying this run, and I hope everybody's been enjoying Retrothon so far. Lots of great runs going on in Retrothon. And it's only just begun. Still lots of runs to come for Retrothon. So, yeah, I hope everybody continues to enjoy it. Yeah, that sounds about right for you, Ricky J. That's about what I would expect from you. I'm joking. This battle theme is so good. I agree. There's a lot of really great music in this game. You're gonna hear a lot more great music as once we start moving on in the campaign. This is just the free duel theme, so this theme is the same when you free duel anybody in the game. But once I move on back to the campaign, you'll start to hear a lot of other music that's really good. I guess I haven't even described what free duels are. I'm guessing a lot of you probably just picked up on it, but really quick. Free duels are pretty much just where once you beat somebody in this game, in campaign, like you win, you beat them in campaign, you can duel them in free duel as many times as you want. Like I said, I'm pretty sure most of you probably picked up on that, but just in case you didn't, that's what free duel is. Okay, one more effective attack and then we're good to go. Just have to wait for turn 9. This is turn 8 right now. And go down to 3 cards or less remaining and we're good to go. Not 100% sure if I used an equip yet, so just to be safe, I'm gonna wait one more turn. Because I only have 2 equips in the deck, and I know I threw my Horn of Light, which means I only have 1 other equip in the deck, and I'm not sure if I drew it yet. Okay, I already must have. Alright, then we don't even need to do anything else. Alright, we're good to go. Pray for Megamorph, that's what we need right now. Megamorph would be huge at this stage in the game. Be very huge. So cross your fingers for it. By the way, the drop rate of Megamorph is 64. So 64 over 2048 if you want to do the math on that. I think it comes out to a little like 3% or something. I don't know. 2, 3, 4, 5. We already have 3 widespreads, I believe. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, nothing good, unfortunately. I know you saw Harpy's Feather Dust, you might think that's good, but that's not a card that I'll even put in the deck. It's pretty bad. It's not very useful in most situations. unfortunately. Yeah, already had 3 widespreads. That's another thing. You can only have up to 3 of any particular card in your deck. So once you have 3 of one card, that's the maximum you can have in your deck of that card. Want to see something cool? Nah, never mind. Unfortunately, I can't do the cool thing. Widespread Ruin plus Zone Eater actually fuses together to make Darkfire Dragon. But I actually need the widespread, so I can't do that. But, just know, in an alternate universe, I just did something cool. Yeah, we're getting not the best ATEC luck right now, unfortunately. But hopefully we can overcome it. I'm getting a little bit worried about where we're at on the timer right now. I don't like having 0 Megamorphs an hour and 45 minutes into a run. That's making me a little bit nervous, but I guess we'll see. Oh, I did that fusion wrong. That's fine. Not a biggie. One common comment I get, especially when doing ATEX, is, wow, every card in this game just goes into Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. It might look like that, but you have to remember, I specifically created this deck that I'm using to fuse into Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon pretty much as often as possible. So, yeah, that's the whole point of this deck. But remember, it's something that I've crafted. It's not just how the game is. You know? Six more fusions, 2 more effective attacks. Still got to use an equip. That's pretty much it. So you'll see I'm pretty much just trying to get fusions and then end with a weak card. That way I'm getting fusions and working on effective attacks at the same time, pretty much. Now, there are different ways to get the ATEC rank. Once I get a 5th equip, right now I have 4 total equips that work on Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. Once I get a 5th, I can actually swap over to a different strategy of ATECing, where instead of getting 4 effective attacks, I will replace that with using 5 equips instead, because as you can clearly see, using an equip is a lot faster than, you know, playing a weak monster, baiting him into attacking, and then destroying his monster. I could do that 4 times, or I could just use 5 equips, and that covers that, you know, you can swap out those requirements. So right now I have 4 equips, so once I get a 5th, ATEX will get even faster. Okay, I really need him to attack this turn. Good. Alright. we need one more fusion and one more effective attack. Get a couple extra fusions, and yeah, we're good to go. Let's do it. So you need 15 fusions or more, so it's typically good to get a couple extra, you know, just in case I miscounted. That's the fourth effective. Magic activated. There we go. Alright. Megamorph, please, or Bright Castle. Okay, DCJ's nice. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Damn, that's not good. Yeah, definitely not what I want to be seeing. I'm actually going to purchase some Thunders really quick. Before I purchase Thunders, one thing I want to check is just... So remember how I said you can only have 3 of any given card in your deck? I want to make sure that I don't already have 3 of any of the Thunders I'm about to buy. Okay, no. I didn't think I did, but it's good to check. Because let's say I already had 3 Lala Lioons, and then I bought a 4th one. Waste of star chips because I can't even use it. Oopsies. I was trying to do the fast thing there, but I messed it up a little bit. That's fine. Please. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, really, where are my equips, man? Brother can use some equips right about now. Good news is that we're definitely good with Dragons and Thunders for the rest of the run, now that we have 2 more Thunders. Just remember, 1 A-Tech can change everything. We're getting bad luck right now, but 1 A-Tech could change everything. Yeah, you're right, Ricky J. I really do need to get a move on, unfortunately. It sucks, but you're right. I need to get moving. This is definitely not what I wanted to happen, but remember, like I said, if I manage to get such bad luck that finishing the game by the 3-hour mark is impossible, I will I have backup saves that I can use that have, you know, I have a backup save that already has a super overpowered deck that I can switch to if I really have to, in order to just, you know, show you the end of the game in the credits. But hopefully that is not needed. So this is going to have to be the last A-Tech for now. Not because the deck is done, but because I just don't have time to continue. It's very bad luck to not... I mean, yeah, only 4 equips at this point. Yeah, that is pretty bad luck. Normally you would have more after this many A-Techs. Oh yeah, that's right, I did get Crush Card. I kind of forgot that I was given Crush Card as well. That definitely helps the deck a good bit, actually. I'd still really prefer to have more equips, but we're really good on removal cards right now. We have like 2 or 3 DCJs, we have 3 Widespread, we have a Crush Card even. So, like, if I got, like, a Megamorph and a Bright Castle, this deck would be right where I want it to be. This deck would be perfect with that. Or, obviously, you know, multiple Megamorphs would be even better, but not needed. Alright, so that's 15 fusions. When I attack that, that'll be a 4th effective attack. Trapped on, equipped on. Still need my Regeki, but that's about it. Oh, you know what? This ATEC is actually so fast that I need to wait. I need to wait an extra turn in order for turn number 9 to come around. That's how fast this was. Sometimes you get an ATEC that's so fast and so good that you literally just have to wait for another turn or 2 to pass. Usually it takes roughly 9 turns to get everything done, but if you get a good duel... Yeah, I can definitely win next turn. Yes. So because I use 2 cards there, I have to win next turn now. I don't have a choice. That's why whenever I'm right at the end like that, I need to be 100% positive that I have all the requirements done. Because if I don't, and I was like, if right now I was like, damn, I need 1 more turn to do everything, I have 0 cards left, so I can't. Because once you have 0 cards left, if I ended my turn right now without killing him, I would lose the duel because I ran out of cards. It would try to draw another card, it wouldn't have any more, and I would lose. Alright, that's the last ATEC. I really, really could use a Megamorph, but I'll take a Bright Castle. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bright Castle! Okay, good. That's good at least. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Megamorph as well! What did I say? A Bright Castle and a Megamorph is exactly what I want, and that's exactly what I got. Let's go. Okay, okay, now we're in a good position. Now we're in a great position. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, okay, I'm a little bit less worried now. I was getting a bit worried there, not gonna lie, not gonna lie. Alright, we have to remake this deck really quick. Did I win a Thunder there? I did. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, I need to remove 10 cards. Because there's 10 cards I want to put in. Okay, what is that? 10, 11, 12 dragons. 8 thunders. Crush card. Oh, no, we don't need actually. Crush card Regeki, triple Umi, triple widespread. And then what is that? 6 equips. Yep, 6 equips. 3, one of which is Megamorph. Good. Good, 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 good. This is nice. All right. This deck's looking good. Let's go. Let's go. I have about an hour until my estimate time. And we haven't even beaten the World Tournament yet. We need to finish the World Tournament, we still need to beat Kaiba, and then we need to do all of the mages, and then we need to do the final 6. That's okay. I know you're like, how the hell do you plan on doing that in an hour? And I know, but you have to remember, my deck is done now. Like, this deck is ready to beat the game. I didn't just farm just then in order to, you know, beat the next portion of the game and then farm again. That was the only farm. That's it. Like, we're done. We're ready to move on now. Sometimes I would ATEC Kaiba. He has a pretty good ATEC list as well, like ATEC him in campaign. But because we already have everything that we have, we really don't need to. Okay, very good. All right, time to move on. We are in go mode. So far, I have run Forbidden Memories. I've run this exact category at I've done 2 marathon runs of this game, and both of them finished under estimate and were great runs. Like, were very exciting, especially near the end. So, I'm really praying that I can keep that streak up, because right now I'm 2 for 2 on marathon runs. So, hopefully, we can make it 3 for 3. Cross your fingers. Like to make it 3 for 3. But as you can see, this deck is extremely powerful now. So we are just going to blow through the game right now. We don't even need to look at drops against most people because we don't even care at this point. I might put in like 1 or 2 more dragons as I win them. But thunders would be much, much better. I wanted to do some Meadow Mage farming if I had time, like farm for some Meteor Bee dragons, but we don't have time, so we're gonna have to go without, which is fine. That's fine. We usually don't farm for Meteor Bee dragons in normal, you know, PB attempts or anything anyway, but usually you would have time, and I might end up having some time near the end, but it's very unlikely that I'm gonna have time at this point. Okay. Just quickly checking drops. Not that there's really anything I need. This guy that I'm fighting right now is the last person in the main campaign who has a chance to drop an equip card that I want. So this guy can drop Dark Energy, the equip, like on a normal non-A-Tech rank. So right now we have 6 equips, like I said. If we get lucky, we could win Dark Energy here, and that would help the deck even more. Now, we don't have to win it or anything like that. The deck is not, you know, in dire need of it or anything, but it would be amazing if it did happen. Nice and fast duels, as you can see. Nice and fast. I will check the drops here. Dark Energy would be huge if we won it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tripwire's actually really good as well. We need more thunders. Good. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 2 tripwires. Wow. Okay, that's actually really good. Nice. 2 tripwire beasts in campaign. Wow. That is incredibly lucky. Okay. I feel even better about the deck now. I feel even better about it. Watch some cutscenes. Time for my favorite piece of dialogue in the game. It's "I smell a rat." Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I smell a rat. Oops. I got too excited about the rodent. The scent of rodent. That's a good name. That's a good Yu-Gi-Oh card name. Or a good band name, honestly. Scent of Rodent. Not bad. I believe it was Tato who asked me to fight Jono 2 in campaign. last night, and I told him if I had time I would. Tato, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but I don't have time. I do not have time for the meme Jono duel. Alright, time for the shrines. We're gonna start off with the hardest shrine first, and the reason for that is A, I can get it out of the way, and B, this is the guy who has the best chance to drop Meteor B Dragon, so if I win it, if I get crazy luck and I win it, I will have it for the remainder of the mages. So 8 thunders now goes to 10 thunders and 12 dragons. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go all in on dragons here. It's all dragons and thunders. 16 dragons, 12 thunders. Yummy, juicy. We might take a loss on the high mage here, and that's okay. It does indeed happen. This is a good opening hand to potentially get a good rank. So now that I'm fighting the mages, right? All of the mages, all of the different shrines I go to will have a different starting field. So this is Meadow Shrine, so it's going to start on Sogan. I might be able to get a good rank here, actually. Maybe. I need to keep my card count above at 28 or higher if I want to get a good rank. So if my card count, see how I have 30 left? If that goes under 28, then this will not be an A rank. If I can keep it above 28 and win the duel, then it will be. I don't know. Yeah. Wait. 21. I think this will be a good rank. If I can destroy this with this. If I do it this way. Okay, good. This will be a good rank. This will be an A rank. So the reason why that's so important is the strongest monster you can win as a single card in the game is Meteor B Dragon, and this guy drops it, but only on S or A POW. So let's see if we get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We didn't get it, but we got Skull Knight, which is very, very nice. Skull Knight is the same chance of dropping as the Meteor B Dragon. It's a 20 out of 2048. Which translates to roughly 1%. So for all of the mages that I'm about to do, you have to beat both the low mage and the high mage in succession without saving. So now that I'm on the high mage, if I lose this duel, I have to go back and fight the low mage again. And the high mage then. So hopefully I don't lose. But this is the hardest mage. So if I do take a loss, it's gonna be here. And it's not the end of the world if I do. It'd be annoying, but not the end of the world. Alright, this is a pretty good start, though. If I draw a dragon, I win. Unless he equips a Gate Guardian here, which he didn't. Okay, if I draw a dragon, I win. Most likely. Damn it. I'm just gonna defend, save my life points. Please don't equip a Gate Guardian, anything but that. Are you absolutely kidding me? That's not good, as you can see. That is very unlucky. I would need to draw a dragon and an equip now. And I didn't get either. Great. Beautiful. Yeah, we are definitely in trouble. We are likely gonna lose this duel. That's really, really unfortunate, but it's not a run ender or anything. This is why we save. Okay, just kidding, I win. Get owned, buddy. You ready to see a big boy? Babushki. Goodbye. Winner. Well, that's good. Thank God I drew what I needed there. Okay, that's unfortunate, but that just holds me up. There's no way he's going to make something better than 4,300 at this point, so... So Swords of Revealing Light prevents me from attacking for 3 turns, which is annoying, but we should be fine. Ideally, that moon... So that moon that's still in attack mode, I'm hoping that that's not another Gate Guardian. If it is, it's not a huge deal, but I'm hoping it's a Black Skull Dragon. That way I can keep all 3 Twin-Headeds out. Okay, good. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm just building up my force. So as long as he doesn't destroy any of these Twin-Headeds right now, we'll be able to clear his field. And then we'll win the turn following. Yep, we're good. All right, sweet. All right, we'll win next turn. All right, that duel took a while, but that's okay because we won, right? It is always preferable to have a slow duel but win than lose. I'd rather have a slow duel but actually win. So normally I would move on without saving here. And I am going to do a couple shrines without saving. But the next one is kind of just to be safe, I'm going to save. After this save, I'm going to do mountain. I'm going to do mountain, ocean, and desert shrine all without saving. Mainly because ocean and desert are incredibly easy, and I have pretty much no chance of losing with this deck against them. Karyushin is a good big dragon. We'll throw that in. That is an interesting draw. I think I might be making a big electric snake in a moment here. I'm actually just going to make a big black one instead. So here's Megamorph, by the way. Notice how it went up by 1,000 instead of just 500. This is why Megamorph is so incredibly powerful. And it works on every single card in the game. So that's why Megamorph is just so dang good. Alright, so I actually do have a chance of winning Meteor B Dragon here, but the drop rate is 2 out of 2048. To put that in perspective, the drop rate of Meteor B Dragon from the last guy... Oh, actually, I got a B, so never mind. But the drop rate of winning Meteor B Dragon from Meadow Mage is 20 out of 2048, so it's literally 10 times less likely. But I got a B rank, which doesn't have a chance of dropping it. So, yeah, rip that. Did get a Crawling Dragon, though, which is a big dragon as well, so we'll toss that in. All right, the High Mage here really just plays Black Skull Dragon, which I can kill with a twin-headed +1 equip. So really just one equip to win this one, which is why I'm not too worried about it. I did save before this one, specifically because I do need twin-headed +1 equip to win. The next 2 shrines I only need just twin-headed. I don't even need an equip to win. That's why I don't save for the next 2 shrines, because it's just so easy that it's just not even a problem. All right, so he didn't play the Black Skull, which is nice, because I don't have an equip. I can't kill that, though, so I'm going to hope that he doesn't equip anything and end my turn. He should put that in defense. Okay, and don't play a Black Skull. Good, then everything's in defense, and we win. Nice. That's a big boy, isn't it? Good to go. I guess we're doing it like this. So one of the cool things about Megamorph powering any card in the entire game up by 1,000 is that it can kind of make any card viable in a way. Like, look, this is a card that usually has 1,000 base attack, plus 500 from the mountain, plus 1,000 from the Megamorph. Now I have a 2,500 card that's usually, you know, just a crappy 1,000 attacker. So Megamorph just kind of has that power to make really any card viable. Is why it's so dang cool. All right, so we're not going to save for the next 2 mages here, because like I said, we don't even need an equip on our twin-headed to win the next 2. That duel, there was a pretty good chance I needed at least 1 equip. I didn't, but there was a good chance that I did. The duel before that, the one with the 4250 Gate Guardian, we needed a lot of equips to win that. This one and the one following, we don't need any. 0 equips. Just a twin-headed Thunder Dragon is enough to win the next 4 duels. So, hell yeah. So really, the moment we get that, we are just good to go. Yeah, like I don't even need to hold on to this. Honestly, it's probably enough to win the duel anyways, because it's in Pluto, but he could also play Boulder Tortoise, maybe. Okay, he didn't, so that's good. I guess we're gonna do it without twin-headed for now. So usually the ocean people, like the Ocean Shrine and Isis, who also plays, you know, fish and ocean cards, will play most of their cards in Neptune. So that's why it's such a good idea to play a lot of your cards on Pluto. Because Pluto beats Neptune. That's why I'm able to, you know, get that plus 500 there. Nice and fast. No problem, no problem. Shouldn't have any problem with the next 3 duels after this one. Shouldn't have any problem. Should be pretty much free. And then after I do Ocean, we're going to do Desert, which, like I said, is also free. Then after that is an actual difficult mage again. It's Forest. High Forest Mage is difficult because there's a decent chance he could play Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, which is a 3,500 attack monster. Which is even worse because it's played on the Forest field, which powers it up by another 500. So it's a 4,000 right out the gate. Now that's the second hardest because, as you saw on Meadow, it's Gate Guardian, which is 3,750 plus the 500, which is 4,250. So Meadow's technically the hardest shrine. Followed by Forest, which is the second hardest. Mountain, which is third, and then all the other ones are tied for last place. Anyone else getting lag? I want to say it's just you, because I'm watching the stream myself. Like, I'm watching the stream and I'm not seeing any lag. And I've also dropped 0 frames. So, I want to say it's just you, Ricky J. I'm not sure. But I haven't seen any lag. Oh, actually, I dropped a tiny bit of frames for a second. I actually dropped to 192 frames, just briefly. But I'm not dropping anymore. So yeah, I actually dropped frames. That's strange. Normally I never drop frames. But it shouldn't happen anymore. 192 frames is only a few seconds of a little bit of lag. Should be totally fine. Okay, that's Ocean done. So that's 3 out of the 5 shrines rather done. There's 2 shrines to go. Got Desert, which we're gonna do without saving. Then after Desert, we will save, and we're gonna make a pit stop after this shrine to do Seto 2. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do this. Pray I draw a Thunder. Just to protect against the Labyrinth wall. Honestly, this is fine. Thank you, Fake Trap. Appreciate you. Yeah, there's that Labyrinth wall that I was talking about. So, like, that card and Millennium Shield are the 2 cards that Crush Card will not get rid of, that Regeki does. But as you can see, at this point in the run, that's not a big deal, right? At this point in the run, killing a card with 3,000 attack, not quite the hardest thing to do, right? All right. Crawling Dragon number 2 is a good drop there. The more big dragons, the better. Alright, this should be enough to win the duel. So we've had an easy time for the past couple of minutes, you know? Mountain, ocean, and now desert has been a pretty easy time, right? Well, that is unfortunately going to end after this. We're going to start getting some more difficult duels again. But that's okay, because our deck is ready for it. Hopefully. Surprisingly, I got an APOW here, an SA POW, which means there is a chance that I can win Zoa here, actually. Zoa would be a great drop. Didn't get it, but that's okay. All right, so we only have one shrine left. But there's actually something I have to do before I finish that shrine. So if I just went and I beat this shrine right now, right, then we would be on the end game. And the end game, if I did it that way, would be 7 duels in a row that I have to beat, all without saving. And if I die at any point, I would have to go back to the first duel. However, by making this pit stop that I'm about to make, I can actually make it, instead of it being 7 duels in a row, it'll only be 6. Because there's somebody at the beginning, Labyrinth Mage, this guy. If you don't have to fight him right now, but if you do, then he does not appear in the end game in that string of duels, in the 7 duels in a row. So if I don't beat him, I have to fight this guy at the beginning of every single end game attempt. Whereas if I do beat this guy now, I don't have to worry about him. So that's what we're gonna do. This guy can play Gate Guardian, but other than Gate Guardian, if he doesn't play Gate Guardian, like all of the cards he has other than that are pretty weak, as you can see. So we got lucky and he didn't play Gate Guardian. And the next best card he pretty much had was Twin-Headed, which is nice. But even if he did play Gate Guardian, we're strong enough here. I'm going to try to get a good rank, and the reason... Oh, well, we're not going to get a good rank now, because I use the widespread, so never mind. But if you manage to get a good rank against this guy, he can actually drop Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. Like, just the card itself, which is obviously quite useful. I don't have to use the Crush card to win now. If he plays a card I can kill with a normal Twin-Headed, I might... No, probably won't have a chance still. Maybe. Oh, well. I don't know what that is, but we'll try it. See if we can get a good rank here. It's possible. It's possible, but that's probably a B-POW because of the widespread ruin and playing that card face down. Yeah. Had I not played that Crush card face down, that would have been an A rank, but not a big deal. All right, now we have a maze, which is right, right, left, right. If you mess up this maze, you have to fight Labyrinth Mage again. So the guy who we just beat, every single time you mess up the maze, you have to go back and fight him again. The good news is that the directions for the maze, the combination for it, is the same every time you play the game. It's always right, right, left, right. So, that's good. One Dungeon Worm. I have a feeling that that's incredibly rare, actually. Wait, Dungeon Worm, isn't that incredibly rare for Labyrinth Mage BCD? Like, incredibly rare? I could be wrong. One of the FM boys in the chat, what's the drop rate of Dungeon Worm from BCD Labyrinth Mage? I have a feeling that that's really rare. Also, this is Seto2. He played Gate Guardian. Good news is that we got a good draw, so it doesn't matter. We're good to go. And Gate Guardian is the best card that Seto2 can play. So, we're good. It's a 2 on BCD? You're kidding me. I knew it was super low, dude. I knew it. You're kidding me. So S8 POW is a 1 and BCD it's a 2. Oh my god. I was like, you know, I don't think I've seen Dungeon Worm drop from this guy before. I have a feeling that's one of his ultra low drops. And yeah, I was right. It's a 2. Wow. So first we win Crush Card from a Pegasus A-Tech, which is a 2. Then we win Dungeon Worm from Labyrinth Mage, which is also a 2. What a strange run, honestly. Alright, so because we did Labyrinth Mage in Seto 2, we no longer have to fight Labyrinth Mage in the end game. So now every time we attempt the end game, it's only going to be 6 duels in a row that we have to win without saving instead of 7. And trust me, that's very nice. And we would also have to go through all the cutscenes and go through the right, left, right, go through the maze every time we want to attempt the end game if we didn't do this. But by doing this, we skip all of that every single time we try. Because sometimes it takes a couple tries at the end game in order to beat it, you know? Alright. This is the final shrine, and then we are in the end game. And this shrine is the second hardest one. It's pretty difficult. Got B-Dragon Jungle King. That's pretty cool. I will definitely toss that one in. Lesser Dragon is just a cool card. It's not going to help the deck, but I'm going to put it in anyway because it's really cool. So some of you might be wondering, if you put the Widespread Ruin face up, does it affect how the AI reacts to it? And the answer is no. The AI doesn't react to traps. Like they won't try to bait out a trap or do anything like that. And there's no difference between putting it face up or face down in the eyes of the AI. They will still attack into it if they want to. Which they did, which is actually, that's what I wanted to happen there, actually. Because I can win this turn if I can make a twin-headed. Yep. B-E-A, beautiful. Nice and fast duel. That's what we want to see. I'm really, really worried about this, though, because if we don't beat the final 6 on the first attempt, then I might have to load a backup save. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried here. You know, instead of loading a backup save, it might honestly be smarter just to make a save state right before some of the harder duels, just in case. So if I end up losing and it's like, uh-oh, I'm not gonna have enough time, I'd rather show you the end of the game instead of not. Okay, if we had a twin-headed here, we'd be able to kill that. But we don't, of course, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna play this widespread to see if I could just get rid of it, actually. I might be able to get lucky here. Okay, that's gone now. Play something that... Okay, I can actually kill that right now with my current hand. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to do it like this. Surprising, but it works. I don't even know what the hotkey to make a save state on EPSXE is. I don't think I've really ever messed around with save states on it. I wanna save my state just in case, you know? Just in case. Hopefully we don't have to use it. But I don't want this run to get mercy killed, of course, if I get bad luck. Because at this point, we just need to not get horrible luck. Our deck is so good, we could definitely beat the game, but... Alright, so we first tried this guy, which is great, which means we are now going to start the end game, the final 6. This is the part that pretty much everybody could not beat as a kid, and I don't blame you because I have an incredibly good deck, and there's a good chance that I won't be able to beat it. Not a good chance, but there's a chance. F1 to save, F3 to load. Okay. I'm gonna wait for other people to confirm that, just so I don't accidentally, you know, listen to somebody and then shut down the emulator. Let's see if it works. After I save, of course. Oh, I know why. Okay, I'm not actually gonna be able to use it. Okay, hang on. Give me 1 second. I actually need to do something really quick. Apologies to the staff. I just need to be totally sure before I start the final 6 here. I need to actually restart the emulator really quick. I'm getting a little bit of a glitch right now, and I need to restart the emulator. My EPSXE is glitching out. I apologize. I just need to restart it really quick. But by doing this, we will definitely be under estimate. Sorry, don't worry about it. It's okay. Just one quick moment. One very fast moment. Okay, sorry about that. Here we go. Like nothing happened. Give it a quick second. There we go. Like nothing happened. Sorry. For some reason, it's the hotkeys are not working for me. I don't know why, but we're just gonna have to do it without a backup. I'm scared. All right, let's do it. Yeah, the hotkeys are not working for me. Couldn't tell you why. But hey, hopefully we just don't need them, right? I really wish I knew why it wasn't working. Yeah, the Portuguese channel, restream channel, definitely doesn't have 2,000 viewers. I'm 100% sure that somebody is view-botting that channel, actually. The Portuguese restream channel has had that many viewers for the entire marathon. And there's not even that many people in the chat. There's more people in this chat. There's just no way. There's just no way. So yeah, no. I'm pretty sure it's probably just like a random troll that's doing it to the Portuguese restream. I'm sure that the staff are not doing it, but there's definitely some random troll who's view-botting that stream because they do not have that many viewers. I promise. Yeah, I've been view-botted before on my channel. People do it to try to get your account banned. People will view-bot your Twitch channel to try to, and then they'll report your channel to try to make it look like, hey, this person is view-botting, right? When in reality, you can send a view-bot to any stream, right? You can just send a view-bot there if you have a view-bot, and there's nothing like, when people view-botted my stream, there's nothing I could do about it, right? If somebody's doing it, there's nothing you can do about it. I would definitely contact Twitch quickly if you notice you're getting viewbotted and tell them immediately, like, hey, someone else is doing this isn't me, just so you don't end up losing your channel for it. But yeah, that's definitely happening to that to the Portuguese restream. All right, that's 1 duel out of 6 down. So the first 2 people, that was Sebek and this is Neku. The first 2 duels of the final 6 are relatively easy. Is in the front page of Brazilian Twitch. Huh. Yeah, I almost didn't get partnered because somebody viewbotted my channel. That's absolutely correct, yeah. I didn't know at the time to contact Twitch right when it happens. And somebody viewbotted me, and when I applied for partner back in 2014, I had the viewers for it. I legitimately had the viewers for it, right? Like, I only got viewbotted a couple times, and it wasn't me. But even without the viewbot, I had the viewers for it. Like, I was regularly getting the viewers for partner back then. And I applied for partner, and they denied me. And I asked them why, and they replied and said, we think that some of your viewership is artificial, not real. And I'm like, well, it is real. I'm not doing that. So I replied and told them that, and Twitch replied and said, okay, we're gonna put your account under like a 1-week probation period where pretty much they are going to analyze all of my traffic in the next 7 days, and then as long as they don't detect any viewbotting for that week, they will they'll give me partner. And that's exactly what happened. No viewbotting happened, obviously, because I'm not viewbotting, so I got partner. That's how I originally got partner in 2014. So the first 2 duels are easy, like I said, of the final 6. They only require 1 equip on twin-headed to win. This is the first really actual difficult duel of the end game. This guy can play Gate Guardian, and he can do a lot of other bad stuff. This guy has Megamorph. This guy has Widespread Ruin. Hate this draw. I'm not. If this was a Thunder, then I would play the Umi. This is just so risky, but I'm gonna do it. I hope I don't regret it. This is risky. I'm only doing it because I have the Regeki. This guy can Megamorph cards, that's why. Okay, he didn't Megamorph. If I draw Thunder, then I win. Oh my god! Okay, I really don't want to use my equips like this, but I kind of have to. Can't believe I have to do it this way. I cannot believe I have to do it this way. I can't believe I need to use my equips on a Crawling Dragon number 2, but I need to wipe his field right now. If I don't wipe his field, he's gonna start Megamorphing things. This is an insane duel right now. Please just don't play MBD or Gate Guardian. Anything but those 2 cards, and I can kill them. Dude, these draws are making me sad. I should win here. No, the Portuguese channel is 100% getting viewbotted. It's not a question of whether or not they are getting viewbotted. They are. The question is who's doing it. That's what I'm curious about. I'm not going to get into it here, though. It's not my place. But they have had over 2,000 viewers since the moment the marathon turned on. they've like never really dipped under 2,000, going more than 3,000. While this stream has been at like 200 at the same time. It just doesn't happen. I've been on Twitch since it was created. I know how to spot a viewbot. Right, yeah, no, Brazil really does love Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's not just for this game. Like, they've had more than 2,000 for the entire Retrothon so far, for every game, not just this one. But yeah, this is not my place to talk about, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Anyways, we beat Haishin. I would really like to make a save state right now. I wish it was working. I don't know why EPSXE is just broken and doesn't let me save state. And if you're wondering, isn't save stating cheating? Yes, it is cheating in an actual speedrun if I load the save state. Saving a save state doesn't help you. Loading it helps you. But since this is a marathon and I only have, what, 13 minutes left to beat the game before my estimate comes up, or 17 minutes, as a backup, I would want to, hypothetically save a save state right now. So if it looks like I'm not going to be able to finish in time, I could load back right here. You know what I mean? Just so I could show you guys the end of the game at least, I'm pretty sure I have 3 dragon capture jars, right? Oh, only 2, okay. Alright. This guy is one of the most... Well, no, this is the most notorious. This is the most notorious duel in the game. This is Seto 3rd. This guy can play Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which is 4,500 attack. If he plays that card, there's a very high chance that I lose. But I do have cards to combat it. Regeki, Crush Card, Dragon Capture Jar. That's why I just put those in. I could beat it by overpowering it. Widespread Ruin. But it's much better when he just doesn't play it. Please. Thank you. Okay. Okay. That's better than an ultimate. I can maybe do that. I need to draw another equip. I need another equip. I'm gonna save a Thunder here. I need another equip. I need another equip. Alright, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Are you kidding me? I didn't draw a dragon. Amazing. Well, I lose now. Unbelievable, I didn't draw a dragon. He needs to play a magic or else I'm dead right here. He played a magic. Hold on. I need to draw a twin-headed. Please, let me draw a twin-headed. If I draw a twin-headed, you guys can see something really cool. Okay, we're in trouble now. So I don't think I'm going to finish before the estimate now. So because of this, and because save states for some reason are not working, I'm going to modify my game to get some, put some cards in my deck to make things more consistent. So in order to make things more consistent and definitely beat the game, I'm going to modify my game. This is a backup strategy really quick. Yeah, we got the equips, just not the dragons. So yeah, really quick, I am going to, this is one of the other backup strategies that I have. This is no longer technically going to be a legal speedrun, but obviously not a big deal. The main point of doing this run is to show it off. So really quick, I am going to... I'm gonna do something real quick to give me some cards. Okay, perfect. One second. a sec. Okay, I just have to do one duel, and then we will do the final 6, and it will be quite fast. Trust me on that one. I'm just going to set the enemy's life points to 0, just so I could do this really quick. There we go. Okay, so as you see, I just modified the game to win a bunch of good cards. Thank you. All right, so now we'll do the final 6. For some reason, it didn't work properly. It should have given me 3 Meteor Bee Dragons, but that's not a big deal. Three, four, 5. Not a big deal, not a big deal. Rigged, actually rigged. This is the one time that you guys can say rigged, and it actually is rigged. This is just so I can show you guys the end of the game. Okay, it should have given me one more Meteor Bee Dragon, or maybe not, because why not? Why would it? Okay. Alright, time to do the end game. Sorry about that. Yeah. I mean, I could absolutely have possibly beaten the game still without doing this before the estimate, but when it comes down this close, I need to be 100% positive because I want to show you guys the end of the game, right? I don't want you guys to, I don't want to end the run and be like, all right, well, you know, I would have beaten the game, but I didn't. So thanks for, I hope you enjoyed my run, you know? I want to at least be able to show you. There we go. Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 9, 10. Okay. All right, so let's quickly get back to where we were. So, like I said, the final 6 takes roughly 20 minutes to do. Roughly 20 minutes, somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes, depending on how good your deck is. And as you can see, I don't have that kind of time. So, my original plan was to use a save state in order, you know, to get right back to Seto third. However, save states are not working on my emulator for some reason. So, in place of that, I'm going to do this. So we're gonna pretty much just skip right back to Seto third just by setting the enemy's life points to 0. This will allow me to get directly back to Seto third. Nice and quick. Keep in mind, if I did not do this, I would not be able to show you the end of the game. I would not be able to beat my estimate unless I did this. Yeah, so this is the first marathon where I've ever actually had to do this before. I say that because I want you guys to understand how bad of luck this actually is. This is actually like horrible luck. The fact that I had to cheat in order to show you the end of the game. This is not common. 99 0.9999999% of runs that I do will finish in way under 3 hours. Oh, my timer reset. Oh, what timer reset? You guys talking about a timer reset? I don't know what you're talking about. What timer reset? Nothing reset? What are you on about? Chat? What do you mean, chat? My timer didn't reset. It's been going this whole time. Why am I so quiet right now? La 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 la. It's okay. If I'm too quiet, just get real close to your speaker so you can hear me whispering sweet nothings in your ears. Seems we're back, ladies and gents. So I'm going to start playing now. So this is our opening hand against Seto Third. What will he play? What do we got? What do we got? It's a moon. It's not an ultimate. And it's a metal Zoa. Wow, that is incredibly good luck. Okay, we are like 99% gonna win this here. So Meteor Bee Dragon is the best monster that you can legitimately obtain. Hey admins, I know that we're running low on time, especially due to the tech issues. Do you think I'll have 5 extra like minutes, less than 5 minutes, like 2 extra minutes to show something off on the final duel? It'll maybe add 2 minutes to show something interesting off on the final duel. If not, then that's fine, but it'll probably add like 2 minutes. Okay, so there's Seto third. And we actually managed to get a good rank on Seto third, which means we have a chance. This is the only person in the game where you can win Blue Eyes White Dragon if you get an S-POW or an A-POW. So since we did, we actually have a chance to win Blue Eyes White Dragon. Let's see if we do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god! We actually won a Blue Eyes! Oh my god. I promise that that happened legitimately. That actually happened legit. I'm not cheating. I mean it. This actually happened. And that's only drop 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. But still, winning 1. That is so insane. I cannot believe that that happened. That is just the most insane thing ever. I can't believe that. That's incredible. Okay, let's see here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 8, 9, 10, 9, 11, 9. So we would want to remove this for that. Unbelievable. All right, on to Dark Knight. Now, Dark Knight is another point in the game where the difficulty goes down randomly. So the last guy could play Gate Guardian, he could play Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, right? This guy, his best card is this card, Meteor Bee Dragon, surprisingly enough. And he didn't even play that. Look at this, Blue Eyes White Dragon with a Megamorph. Isn't that nice to look at? Unbelievable. Okay, staff have told me that I have enough time to show something off. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to be able to. Never mind. Damn. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. Damn. All right, never mind. We can show something else off, I guess. Because in order to do it, I would have to restart the emulator, and it would probably add, like, 5 or 6 minutes, and we don't have time for that. That's okay. All right, let's see what we win here. The rarest card you can win here would be Bakari Box, I believe. Blue balled, sorry. Sorry, I don't have the time to do that. Mainly because my EPSXE is glitched. If my EPSXE just worked normally, then I would be able to show you something really cool. But because my EPSXE is glitched, I can't show you what I wanted to show you. Or actually, I can, but I can't do it during the run. But I can... Right after I finish... Nah, never mind, no. I won't be... I'll show you something else. I'll show you 3D Duel. Assuming we win this duel, by the way. We could still lose. Our deck is strong. It's not invulnerable. Here comes Nightmare. What do we got? It was not 3D Duel. That was not my original plan. Alright, this opening hand is actually not the best. I'm a little bit worried about this, actually. Let's do this and see what's played. Let's see what's played against us. We have Crush card if he plays Ultimate. If he doesn't... Okay. There's the big boy, by the way. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. This is the card that we see in our nightmares. We see this card in our nightmares. If he plays a second one, we are in trouble. I'll tell you that much. I can get rid of this one. I was not going to show the Exodia either. Please don't play another one, because if you do, then... Okay, good. All we need to do is draw, like, any monster, and we win. Okay, cool. We should win. He can still play Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon at any point, by the way. Like, at any point, he could play another Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Okay, I can show off the cool thing I wanted to, but the only way I can show it off is if I skip the credits. I will leave it up to chat. Chat, do you want to see something cool but miss the credits? Or do you want to just watch the credits? It's up to you. Show the cool thing? It's funny because the cool thing's not even technically in the game. I mean, it is, but it's not like a feature or anything. Show the cool thing? Okay, I will skip the credits then. But really quick, I want to show you one other cool thing really quick. So, this is a cool thing that's like actually in the game. So, you know how I've just been hitting X or cross on the controller to attack? Well, did you know that if you hit square to attack instead, this happens? This is what is known as a 3D duel. That is correct. They made 722 different 3D models of every single monster in the game in the year 1999. In 1999, they made all 722 cards have their own 3D models, 3D attack animations, death animations, and after they did all that work, they binded it to an optional button that 99% of people will never press. It is sad. It is very sad. Okay, we win. Ladies and gentlemen, we have beaten the game. We had some difficulties. We definitely had some difficulties. We had some tech difficulties and we had some run difficulties. But there it is. Oop. Yeah. Live split. Why is live split not working? You get the idea. There we go. Okay, so after this happens, I want to show you the cool thing really quick. So after this happens, you know, a lot of I do want to show this real quick. I won't let the credits play out, but I will get to the credits just because a lot of you might not have ever seen this end cutscene. It only takes like 2 seconds. That day, Seta left the ruins, never to be seen again, because a lot of people never made it this far in this game. And I don't blame you. You can see how hard it is. Egypt was unified once again under the rule of Ah. To protect mankind, he ordered the forbidden ruins to be buried. Ah became the greatest of pharaohs, bringing prosperity to all he ruled. The vile mages were no more. This was the tale of Ah, he whom we call Yu-Gi-Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, that is Forbidden Memories, and now I will show you something cool. I do have to skip the credits while I do this. But I am going to do one duel in the game. I'm going to do a free duel against like Jono 1. One quick free duel. However, I'm not going to use a controller. I'm going to use a DDR dance pad. Get the chair out of here. We aren't chair gamers anymore. We're dancing gamers. Did you ever dance a duel in your life? Well, you're about to see a grown fat man do it. I wanted to do this against Nightmare, but I was not able to. I was not able to. You're not gonna, you're not gonna really be able to see the pad too much. There we go. And the main reason I said that I couldn't do it on the final duel is because I need to like very quickly close out of the emulator and open it back up. Because I need to rebind this like really quick. This is what I wanted to show you, boys. Okay, game pads, port 1, pad 1. Really quick. Okay, square is cross, circle, triangle, L1, L2, R1, R2, and select star. Okay, good. All right, here we go. One duel, really quick. One duel, really quick. I'm so sorry for putting you guys behind like this. One duel. I just wanted to show this off. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. One single duel on a DDR dance pad. Are you ready? Never before seen. Okay. Oh, what did I do? Wait. One free duel against the easiest person in the game. Alright, one duel. This'll take less than 2 minutes now. Probably like 60 seconds. And then I'm done, I promise. You like it? Hang on, I gotta press start. Oh. You ever seen a man dance a duel? You ever dance a duel? Oh, wait, I gotta go over first. Die! Then you go. Oh. Wait. Yeah! We're getting them, boys! One more turn! One more hit! And ladies and gentlemen, the final hit of the run. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope that you all enjoy the upcoming runs here at Retrothon 2022. Thank you for watching. I'm GFC. And that's it for me, ladies and gents. Thank you for giving me the extra time to do this. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the remainder of the marathon. Thank you. Thank you.